Hello, and welcome to another episode of Couch Cat Podcast. I'm Alan, and with my co-hosts Ryan and Brandon.
Hello.
Say hello.
Hello.
Great.
You know,
Awesome.
you did a fine job there. You did a fine job. It's better than my spiels, these last two.
Well, you derailed him. Now he's got to do it again.
Nah, that's
Hello, and welcome to another
Yes,
episode.
Don't.
Today we're going to be discussing early access games and all the different topics that come with early access. Like, is it shit or is it not?
Specifically, the anime port games on Steam. Those
get you every
require our
time, man.
attention.
Top notch every time, baby.
They promise content. You know, they give you a roadmap, but then it's
It's only 2 parts of the storyline you can do, anyways.
You
It's
sound like an
never-
incel.
You know?
It's never finished, and you're just left there.
Sound like an incel there, my friend. But yeah, so I guess we could first talk about I don't know. This isn't my topic. Early access,
Yeah, I mean,
good
that's
or
the whole
bad
thing.
in general. Let's
Depends.
talk general.
Depends. The concept is a good
I-
idea.
I think we need some history, don't we? Like, do
Yeah,
you
so-
know
yeah.
anything about early access yourself? Huh? Do you?
When a
mean-
company needs money, so they put out their game before it's even finished.
No.
So we
All
fund
right,
them.
all right.
No,
And it's their money.
It's your
All right, so-
developers who don't have the money, man.
All right.
That they're part of
Well,
it.
Okay, true. But I mean, like, the alpha has always been around. Do we agree? Like,
Oh,
especially
no,
if
alpha,
you
yeah, definitely.
if you paid attention to
Like
like the
Minecraft.
game scene,
Alpha
like,
testing.
alphas have always been
Yeah.
around. They're generally were free, because demos went away, right? So
Yeah.
especially if they were games where the developers were, requiring feedback to move forward. So alphas have always been a thing, and then for like heavy hitters like that, no one could have predicted until now, probably. But I go back to like Minecraft. Like,
Yep.
there was no early access banner for Minecraft, but Minecraft was given to us. I mean, in a sorry state. It was
The alpha.
It was pretty simple.
yeah, it
Very
was
simple.
nothing like it is today. So, I think playing that and not realizing what the heck I was doing, I mean, like, wow, this is a game. But then, it actually did, like I said, it had a roadmap and it was added to it, and then the player base grew with the patches and updates. It's pretty gnarly. And then, yeah, suddenly, Steam coins the term early access, and what do we see in the beginning? It was just bloatware, right? Like, it was just games that probably never made it past their store page setup. There you go. There's your history. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, let's talk about Cube World. Wasn't that
No.
fun?
No.
That was the biggest early access game that bit every gamer in the ass.
Was that technically
Cube.
on early access? Or was that...
I thought it was just like an alpha release. And it
Yeah,
just was,
I felt
crap.
like I bought Cube
so I
World.
consider we all bought Cube World for $20, but it was still early access. He didn't finish the game out at all.
Right. But I mean, it wasn't
It was
really...
a shell of it.
It was,
I guess
it
the
was
real question
definitely
is
an alpha.
regulation on that, right? Like,
I
what
consider
happens?
that early access because
Yeah.
it was
Alright, sure.
trash.
But just to be clear, there
and
is
then
like
they-
the Steam early access, and then what you consider.
Yeah, but then they gutted the entire game and put it on Steam, and now it's a roguelike because they didn't know how to freaking do the job.
Well, I wouldn't
or
say we. It's one dude. So
it's him and his wife.
yeah. Well,
I mean, if they have more
But
money
yeah, talk
and more
about
time,
running away with all our money.
That's probably what they did.
Oh,
honestly.
the game is here. Everyone, the game is open. Pay $20. Congrats. We'll give you free updates from here on out because you're supporting our game. Oh, we don't like the way the game is going, so we're shutting it down to everyone. Sorry. And then like 3, 4, 5 years later, hey, it's a roguelike. I can't finish this game. I'm cutting it all, like gutting it and throwing it on Steam to try to get some fast money.
But yeah,
Congrats.
okay. No, so when you look at that, it's like, all right, they have all this money, but I bet you what happened is when they try to do all these different things, they spent money and they actually screwed up with all the money they were getting. And I bet you they realized that they were going negative on a lot
The
of
only
everything.
way they were going in the negative is if he was spending too much time on that game. And with the progress that he was showing, he was spending zero amount of time on that game.
I mean,
He wasn't paying anyone for anything. He was doing it himself.
Yeah,
Let me
I'm
look. Let me
very
look.
bitter about early access games.
there's like the Reddit threads where he was very nervous. He didn't like the attention he was getting, and so he disappeared. Like, okay, whatever. Like, white knight him all you want. But yeah, I'm not going to sit here and get into it. It's just the concept of early access is neat for someone who wants to get their hands on a game early, who's not like a paid, tester, etc. Right? Or part of like a community that does that for whoever runs that community and is making games. It's a really cool concept. It brings something different than, say, if you were primarily like a AAA game consumer, where like, okay, E3 is where I'm going to see a freaking trailer or an actual, like, maybe in game engine footage, and then wait year 2 3 whatever to actually see a gameplay demo. It brought that alternative where like I can actually play something that's early in development that has a promise to become like a great game, which yeah, you say you're bitter, but we've had some good game, My Time at Porsche, and
We've also
even
had
Stardew
some
Valley,
terrible
and
game.
um, a couple others,
What?
whatever.
Stardew Valley
Graveyard
was
Keeper.
never early access.
Wasn't it?
No,
Well, I
he's
yeah,
just
my
updated it
apologies.
since.
Yeah. Like with the updates, you would think it's like it started from nothing, because like he's beefed the crap out of that game. Um, but yeah, oh yeah, like Gnormia and some other Dwarf Fortress clones.
Oh man, I forget what game it was.
Like towns and stuff. But
Maybe it's Rogue Legacy. Yeah, Rogue Legacy. That developer, excuse me, never finished it out. He's developed like no, maybe it's not Rogue Legacy. I forget what it is, but it's Roguelands. That's what it is. Roguelands. That developer has built like 3 or 4 different games and never finished them. They're all early access. And then last I had checked, he was like, I'm sorry, guys. I know I haven't finished the game, but now I'm getting hired by a developer. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, finish your game.
I mean, it depends on
bitter.
the point in your life, too, you gotta look at. I mean, the Cube World guy, I did some research on it. Turns out he actually kind of like finished the game. It was called Cube World, kind of like a 2.0 in his sense, but it's on Steam. Cube World.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He gutted the entire game, made it a roguelike, and threw it on Steam for extra cash.
Yeah, well, you know what, his whole explanation, the reason why he just didn't continue after 6 years and he went silent.
Because he's trash.
No, it's because he said he got DDoSed, and after he got DDoSed, he was just
one
time. He said, he's like, after that, it's like, it scared me. I just didn't want to. I just didn't think any of my updates were going to be good enough.
I remember
that's what he
looking
came
at
out
that
with.
chart. I remember looking at that chart. He got DDoS for a few hours, so it shut down everyone being able to purchase it or play it initially. Just buy Cloudflare. Use Cloudflare to protect you from DDoS. Set up your servers better. Do so many other
so
things.
mad at over $20 like 5 years ago.
Damn Cube World.
Dude, it's so much potential.
I don't know, dude. It's whatever. Like, voxel games can only go so far in my eyes. Like, look at Staxel, right? Like, there's no promise.
I was about to bring that up too. Don't get me started with Staxel. Freaking early access, and then they say it's 1.0, and it's just the same thing. There's nothing changed.
Yeah, I mean, that's the double-edged swords, right?
Game.
Like, that's what early access is. You can fall prey to it. There's very like little repercussions besides a bad taste in the consumer's mouth, or
like me,
if you're going to stick around and not change your company's name and not assume another identity, like, yeah, it'll hurt you developing games in the future. And you'll see through like the Steam reviews, you'll have the instant like red, like, hey, they abandoned the last game they made, blah blah blah. but there's very little that seems to happen when people, buy in and then get screwed over.
There's no
But
regulation,
on the flip
but
side, man, like we did get, Darkest Dungeon. Um, People seem to love Kerbal Space Program. I remember
yeah,
Prison Architect. That was one of my first, uh, early access games that I played extensively. And then Brandon, yourself, The Long Dark. That was an early access game.
yeah, like it
We
was
bought
really
it for-
brutal at first.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's turned around. There's actually a storyline. I bought it before there was a campaign.
Yeah,
Now
I
there's
know.
actually a
You
story.
just try not to get killed by a wolf that like glitched in and out of the landscape.
Yeah, like the whole time. The whole time was just like the winter, the cold is gonna kill you, or a wolf is gonna kill you. Either one. If
Yeah.
you drop dog food for it to eat, it still will chase you down and kill you. And then now it's
Yeah.
actually like it's pretty well made.
Yeah, and then also just two more, Subnautica and Don't Starve. Like they were early access, and
Yeah, they were.
they have a huge following. Subnautica has
Massive following,
a
yeah.
new game, and Don't Starve, has their co-op, has their DLCs where people just spend money on new characters to play in that game, even though we can't last after like what night 2. So, but yeah, I think early access, like you were saying earlier, Brandon, it's a good concept. It's just
Bad execution.
the
But
consumer really
know.
isn't. Maybe it's better now, but you really aren't protected if you don't do your research and you don't know who you're buying from.
I mean, it warns you too. It says on Steam,
true.
big words, early access game.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
well,
then,
Alan can't
so-
read, so he gets burned every time, and that's
I mean,
why he
I
has his
spent
rant.
what $34 for This Land Is My
I
Land.
resent that.
And this is an early access game. I mean, it has great potential. I mean, I think they need a better platform to do their development on because the graphics could be better.
Let's talk about
Some
Hurt
sense.
World. That early access.
True, that was in the
Absolute
era.
trash.
Dude,
That was
in
an era
the
of like
era of the
Rust,
Rust
Minecraft.
clones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also we played Hurt World for like weekends
Dude,
at a time.
yeah. Wasn't
Yeah,
Rust
and
also?
we're literally only ones on
Yeah.
the
Early
server every time.
Hey, wasn't Rust early access too?
Yeah, probably
At
yeah.
one point.
I think
mean,
it was,
a
yeah, at
different
one
name,
point.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Before
No,
it-
I think
And
it was
it's
just
really
the-
good now. Like Rust is really good.
Yeah, Rust was a completely different game before.
Yeah,
it.
well, I'll not go back to that one because that destroyed my computer.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch. Technically,
played-
Minecraft is one if you think about it. It was released as alpha. and
Yeah,
we
that's what I was
paid
saying, like,
$12.
there just was-
Yeah.
No early access banner coined by Steam. It was just it's alpha builds. That's what they were, and you either
Yeah.
bought in or you didn't. So
I mean,
I don't know. I think it's cool. Especially if you're like someone who, like me, who like just likes to pilfer like early access games during sales, and you're like, well, I'm getting it for like $10. It better grow into something, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna leave it installed just to see the download queue, and then the the curated updates you get in your Steam feed now. So like yeah, I'll buy this game, and I'll sit and I'll forget. Like Alan, like Stonehurst, like that was a major early access game we bought,
Yeah.
and arguably was abandoned until
Yeah.
the community actually had a mod specifically that started patching the game again. But yeah, like I remember leaving that game installed for over a year just to see the development of it, and we were left with a new race, right? And then they bounced. So,
Yeah. Yep. They abandoned us once again.
I think DayZ
Yeah.
even was in early access at one point. I don't know if it was or not.
Oh, the standalone?
Yeah, the standalone. I think it was.
I can't remember, but I can tell you it played like freaking it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is like, oh, maybe it was because it definitely
Yeah.
felt like one the whole time. It was
The
like, oh,
best
cool. We
moment-
have different colored backpacks now. It's like, oh,
The best
Sick.
moment in that game was like when me and our friend Ben were playing, and we were camping on a hospital roof, and he was prone, and like he was just prone halfway off of the roof, and then suddenly I turn around and turn back, and like his character just fell through the building and died in the middle of the street. And we had like 7 kills apiece on this server, and it just ended just like that. Like he didn't even move, and I was like, "This is good."
I mean,
Uh,
it's a good concept. You keep adding more things to that game. I mean, that had some really good potential, but then they just, again, the developer just kind of just let it crap out.
well, it was one of those like it was better as a mod.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely. The community was more adamant at
oh, you know
building it.
what? That reminds me. Squad wasn't that early access?
Yeah, it was or early
Yeah,
access.
and
It
that's
wasn't bad.
like,
That was good.
I mean, Project Reality is one of the best mods, in the Battlefield hemisphere, right? So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, Squad is like a prime example. Like their content updates. I mean, they're not crazy like Call of Duty where I'm downloading 40 gigabytes of updates every week, but
They've added like
uh,
helicopters and stuff to
tanks,
it. Yeah.
helicopters, yeah, like they've beefed that up. That's a good example, and on my part, a good buy because I bought that when it was
Yeah, I
like
bought it when it was
$15 or
cheaper. Yeah.
something.
I bought it before you guys and I was like, guys, get squad.
I know, I know. We'll go back to it. I feel like
One
it's at
day.
a good point.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't think Terraria was ever. I think Terraria was just like Minecraft. It was alpha, beta, and then.
Yeah, just low
It
buy-in
was
point.
just it was released fully
Well, now,
done,
yeah.
and
Everything.
then they've just have constantly over the past like 9 years updated the game to where they finally finished the last update,
Yeah, it's
major
cool.
update. So
Starbound was early access.
yeah,
Yo,
I'm bitter about Starbound as well.
You're bitter about everything, but we put hours into these games. So
Yeah,
don't
just
act
for
like you didn't get your money's
Starbound
worth.
to completely wipe my save, so I had nothing. I put
Dude, that
46
game's not
hours into
hard.
that game within like a week, and it just wiped everything.
It's not
My
hard to build
motivation
back.
to play that
Whatever.
game, just no, absolutely not. Freaking early access.
Oh, I'm so sad, but you freaking buy them all the time anyway.
I do because you guys buy them, so I don't want to be alone.
That's questionable. That's questionable.
Huh?
I said that's questionable.
Yeah, I know. Alan just pretends.
Literally,
like
the
he's
only time I
the
ever buy
third
games
wheel.
now is to play with you guys.
I mean, that's the same here.
Well,
It's to find the next good game.
What about the early access anime porn games? Like, why do you buy those? Like, why do I see those on your?
Oh, because that's art. That's not a game. That's,
That's
an
art.
Jeez.
That's a motion picture book right there, man.
I've been using them for the wrong thing then.
Clearly.
Well, Deep Rock was early access, and that's what we're playing now.
It
Again,
was,
that's
wasn't
I
it? Yeah.
bought that game because of you guys.
Yeah.
Why can I say it definitely is really good? We gotta do our research and just how to play the games better. But
Yeah.
that game's really
But
good.
I mean, just from the free weekend we played, that's another good thing about early access. Like, well, now I don't say it's a good thing, but it's a unique aspect. Like, you can
Yeah.
actually say, wow, like we played this when it was mid development, and how much it's changed. Um, that's exciting to see. Like they
Yeah.
actually put in the work, and they made something playable.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
I mean, also Raft is a
Sure, that was.
early access, and all three of us have played it, not
Thanks
simultaneously.
for
but-
making me buy that and
Well-
then play 30 minutes of it.
Well, we're supposed to play longer, but no one wants to link up to play with me because I'm a lonely fella. Because you're out there playing the other early access game, Mountain Blade 2. Was it?
I just
Bannerlord?
don't understand
Yeah.
the end game of that game.
Well, the end game is still being developed, right? Like more
Mm.
concept,
Build a
but
raft.
there is a storyline to it, but it's
Mm.
not fully developed. I would say.
Yeah, I just remember getting stuck on an island. Like you literally piloted a raft. Into
That's
an
the
island and we were
point.
stuck
You want to
there.
get stuck on the island because you don't want to burn your resources making a anchor, which Alan and me did. But I mean, it worked out fine in the end.
Rookie.
But yeah, Bannerlord, I would say is a awesome. Like I'm glad early access is around for that because no one wanted to wait another year and some change for another Mountain Blade game because it's been so long
Yeah.
since Warband. I mean, not to say the mods aren't good enough because they are, like Prophecy of Pandora and etc. They change it, but like to have our hands on this as a Mountain Blade fan, it's awesome. And I do like. I mean, yeah, you get burned like we said, but I do like being able to put these games or buy these games through Steam and not to say I'm exclusively on Steam because I'm not. Like, I have, I'm an adult. I'll buy my games and play on wherever I want. If that's Epic Games Launcher, it is. But generally, it's just rough having buying games from was it like Itch, all the like indie, like the smaller indie
The
platforms.
.io or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
itch.io.
yeah. So I do like that the early access platform allows games that are small to come to Steam, and if you are someone who wants to keep all your stuff on one player, and now adopt to the future of GOG Galaxy. But yeah, I think it's really convenient and it's cool that these games are brought onto the platform.
Yeah, I mean, I will agree. As a developer, like as a small indie developer, that is an amazing way to assess whether it is a good idea to continue full steam ahead on a video game. And like it helps with bills as you're sitting there grinding away, building that game. So like you are right. As a small indie developer, it gives them more opportunity to be able to produce their own games, and then just having straight up AAA all the time.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah.
screw the developers who abandon their games.
Sure.
See, for me, I'm biggest proponent for, I think, early access, because all like the open world survival and crafting ones are practically early access at first.
And they're the ones that will burn you the most too.
Yeah, actually, and because I just like the concept. So like Stranded Deep, I've played, which I think is a pretty good game on trying to survive, and there's a lot more aspect to it. I just need to learn how to play it better. But that one's
what's the hardcore jungle one that you have your eye on?
Oh, you mean Green Hell or something like that?
Yeah,
Dude,
that's early access as well, right?
I watched some of that. I think that was early access. I don't know, actually. It might be, but it looked painful to play. Like, it looked like you just die left and right. Like, I have to spend hours upon hours, which is dying. Because I'll never learn my lesson. I don't know if that's early access, though.
But... Yeah, I've been... I got a hold of Stone Shard, which is extremely early access. And they just added a new class, the Spearman, so... it's going to be an interesting playthrough, but... Yeah, like, there's a lot of genres that thrive in early access, but I mean, in the broad terms, there's just a lot of good indie games now. I think early access has gotten better. I think people are coming on the scene and they're like, well, let's not do what X, Y, and Z did,
Yeah.
And
that's fair, yeah.
I mean, there's even, AAA examples like No Man's Sky. I remember that fiasco. Like, that might as well have been a freaking early access game. Now they're, one of the most celebrated games in studios because it's completely different.
Yeah.
And there's been early access games that have done exactly that too. So I think there's better practices in place. I think there's better examples. And, we're fortunate to be able to play something that's not hidden behind a curtain for another like X amount of years.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
I don't know what the next thing's gonna look right. Like early access games were
pre-alpha, dude, where you get to play as like the gray scale model of whatever it is. Like you're like a floating block.
You get to be the developer yourself.
Oh yeah, I don't know about that one.
Well,
man.
All I know is early access can actually get some good money. I think Ark Survival Evolved, Ark.
Oh, well, they're crooks, man. That's a bad example.
Dude, they got like 10 million in revenue.
That's a bad example.
What I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then their new game that was just Ark assets with a different skin.
Dude, they made like
Atlas? Atlas.
Was it like, what's that concept? It's kind of like Warzone and all, where it's just
was it Pixel Art? Is that the one?
Yeah, I think so. I forget.
Or like Arc Arena or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm just making up names. I don't know.
Like kind of like the knockoff where they kind of want to join the battle royale scene.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean that happened with like.
Well, I mean, Escape from Tarkov was early access too. Battle royale. It's kind of like battle royale, but not really.
pretty much almost all battle royales not produced by AAA were were at least some type of early access.
I think
Yeah.
Fortnite was early access too. Actually,
Was it?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it
It
was.
was, yeah.
Not
Not
but it
anymore,
was-
but it was, yeah.
It was just the campaign mode
Yeah.
that I don't even think anyone plays,
Nope.
or like anyone over the age of 18 plays the multiplayer, unless you're like a streamer who just is okay with having 8-year-olds as fans.
I mean, not anymore. When Warzone came out, everyone's like, yeah, I could do that.
I
Yeah,
need
it's-
their mommy's credit card.
Yeah, not just for the game, but for the terabyte of storage you're going to be buying over and over.
Yep.
That's going to be an episode on its own, just why I hate the patching of Modern Warfare.
40 gigabyte updates is everyone's annoyance.
But yeah, I mean, I'm playing Among Trees. That's good. I mean, you can consider that early access. It's not under Steam early access, but it's on, Epic Games. It's early game. It's one of those, laid back, chill, wilderness
that you can play.
survival games.
Oh, way to
that
tell me,
you're-
man. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why. Okay, I don't know why, but when I put it in my checkout because it was on sale. It was like a couple bucks on sale, but I had a $10 credit in my Epic Games launcher, so I got the game for like $9. I was like, I have no idea why. What,
Yeah,
They're
that
just
was-
handing out free money.
dude, that was a
and
beautiful
Epic Games is just like,
surprise.
hey, he's been putting our names out there. Let's hook him up for $20.
Yeah, but I will say, as a final opinion, yeah, I like early. I dig it. In the beginning, it was scary, but in the beginning, I wasn't really buying early access games. Too
Yeah.
too early in development. I would wait, update 8 or 10, like, when things seem like, legit. So I like it. I dig it. I get to play games like Among Trees and Stone Shard and Bannerlord. What's not to like? So
Cool. I'm glad you enjoy them.
Alan goes like, screw that.
Alan's like, wow, do you remember Cube World? We just talked about it, but do you remember?
Remember Cube World though? Way back in the day. That was way back in the day when anyone would do a knockoff of Minecraft, yeah, just to get into that
It was different.
money pot that is just floating out there. That craze that everyone was going
So much
for.
potential.
I don't know, dude.
I don't see myself playing that more than like.
It was a big world.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. Like, I just remember running around aimlessly,
Trying to
was
find
like,
each
all right.
other.
That's because it was early access.
And then the dungeon was like incredibly hard.
Yeah.
That's because he didn't know how to balance the game.
Sure.
I
much
will
potential.
say, as my final thought, that early access sucks, but here I am gaming with you two. So,
On early access, baby.
yeah, every time.
That's where the new stuff is coming out in now.
Risk of Rain 2. Don't forget.
Risk of Rain 2.
We have Risk of Rain 2. Remember
Okay,
that.
that is a good game.
It is. And it's like almost fully updated, I think. So
Yeah.
you need to hop back into that too.
Yeah. And there's a mod where you could add 16 people total in one game if you wanted to.
That's gnarly.
I don't know why you'd want to do that, but yeah.
But go on. Do you have any final thoughts, Brandon?
No, I have the same type of thought you have. I think it's a good idea, especially for developers, especially those who don't have a lot of money, so we're not waiting around for new ideas. For those who have all the money and all the pool, I think it's a great concept, but sometimes there's bad execution, and that's just what comes with the territory of humans and life. So I think
Whoa,
it's
dude.
not bad,
Too deep.
Yeah, we can get on a whole nother subject there, but
Too deep. I gotta go to online college to just even figure out what you just said.
take a philosophy class.
All right, well, that wraps it up. This is our third episode, with many more to come. If you made it this far, thanks for tuning in. And if you have any suggestions or feedback or a future topic, please don't hesitate to reach out. on our website, we have a contact us form. Fill it out. Hit us up. And yeah, that's it. We'll see you in the next one.
See ya.
See ya.